Our second candidate for this morning is the Honourable Minister Ayanna Webster Roy, PNM electoral candidate for 2020 for Tobago East. Good morning, Minister.
Hi, good morning. Hi, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Welcome, welcome. How would you describe your past 5 years as a Member of Parliament for Tobago East? How has it been?
It has been challenging but fulfilling. I've had the opportunity to help to contribute to building lives in Tobago and also helping to contribute to national development. It's an experience I wouldn't change for anything.
All right. Were you able to accomplish all that you set out to do back in 2015?
Not everything, but I'm satisfied with what we were able to accomplish. There's always room for improvements and there's always more work to be done. And looking to the future, I'm hoping that as a constituency, as a team Tobago East, Team Trinidad and Tobago, we'll be able to go on and achieve so much more for us all.
All right. Tell me, what are the concerns on the ground in the community of Tobago East, in the constituency?
Okay, so one of the main concerns interacting with young people in particular is the issue of unemployment, as well as access to health care among women. That's one of the issues that would have been raised during walkabouts, but mostly having access to employment opportunities. And looking to the future, that is one of the areas we could focus on as a constituency, as a team, as a people, and also using the agriculture sector to help to create opportunities for employment in Tobago East. During the last term, the central government would have invested some $23 million into the development of agricultural access roads in Tobago, thus opening up more arable lands and giving access to all farmers, etc. So using this investment, we see it as an opportunity not only for food security, but also using it as a tool to create employment in Tobago.
Okay, so tell me about some of the achievements that you would have been able to get off the ground or to continue running with that you are most proud of for the last 5 years within your constituency.
Okay, so at the constituency level, I would like to highlight the fact that we were able to see a lot of changes happening in the physical infrastructure in Tobago East. So, for example, in Moriah, we would have seen the construction of a new health center to service not only the Moriah community, but also the nearby communities. Also, in Roxborough, we would have seen the construction, which is still ongoing, of a new hospital, the first in Tobago East. Also, we would have seen the construction of the Roxborough police station. In other communities, for example, Charlottesville, although we would not have achieved full access and full supply of water, investment would have been made into improving the network for the supply of water for the community of Charlottesville. In communities, for example, like Pembroke, we would have seen where infrastructure work would have gone into developing retaining walls, etc. But as Minister of State with responsibility for gender and child affairs, and being able to bring to the people of Tobago, especially the children of Tobago, the Children's Authority, stand out as one of my hallmark achievements. As Minister with responsibility for Central Administrative Services Tobago, we were able to train over 70-something young people during the school vacation period throughout the tenure, helping them to get employment and training on the job, helping a number of young people who were home for holidays from tertiary training institutions to be able to earn some money to help them to acquire supplies to return to school. I'm particularly happy that through the Office of the Prime Minister, Central Administrative Services Tobago, we were able to return to Tobago East the Republic Day parade and celebrations. That would have been something for me as a little girl I would have always looked forward to. And I remember growing up and, the parade having stopped and advocating for it to be returned, and collaborated with the Tobago House of Assembly to have that returned to the young people, particularly the children, who look forward to seeing, our servicemen and women in their uniform march through the streets of Roxborough. To me, that was one of the greatest accomplishments and something I hold near and dear to my heart.
Okay. Minister, you mentioned that one of the things is that, you were able to get some of the water problems rectified. But, in this time that we live in with COVID-19, where we require people to wash their hands regularly and to make sure and sanitize their environments, I think water is something that's essential to aid in those services as much as possible. So what are the challenges that keep back water supply from being regular in places like Charlottesville, like you were talking about?
Okay, so with discussions with the Water and Sewage Authority, I know one of the challenges was bringing the water into the community. So, for example, in communities such as Roxborough and even around Collar Hall area in Scarborough, closer down to Scarborough, they have groundwater, so wells were dug. We don't have the opportunity, despite the fact that we would see springs in Charlottesville. Having a discussion with one of the technicians, they were saying that there isn't much groundwater. So for that problem, a matter of bringing water into the community and also ensuring there's proper catchment during the rainy season and storage. However, I'm happy to note that with the desilting of the Hillsborough Dam, that should help to alleviate some of the problems, not only for Tobago East, but for the wider Tobago community, because we'll be able to have a greater catchment and storage. So during the dry season, we won't have that significant challenge for accessing water once the dam is desilted. So kudos to the government and the Water and Sewage Authority for getting this done. This is a project I was saying on a platform recently. I'm going to be 40 tomorrow, and this is something I've heard about since I've been a little girl. And to finally see that we're actually investing in the desilting of the dam, that is a benefit not only for the people of Tobago East, but all of Tobago, and I'm really happy for that.
Okay, fantastic. Well, on a more personal note, yesterday we spoke to your colleague, Minister Shamfa Cudjoe, and she was commending you on your ability to balance, you know, being a minister, being a member, an MP, in the House of Representatives, as well as being a mom, a wife, and doing all of the things that you continue to do. How do you balance all those roles?
I have to say it's the family network, the support of family. I'm fortunate that I have a very supportive husband and supportive siblings. But beyond that, the support of the Tobago East family, the support of the women of the Tobago East Women's League, they have been a tremendous help in terms of just, you know, calling and encouraging. But being able to balance, being able to ensure that no part of my life suffers. So sometimes I would just have to pause and say, okay, this weekend would be for the children. I have to make sure I commit to spending time, quality time with them. Okay, this week is constituency, so between going back and forth to do duties in Trinidad, ensuring that I am actually at the constituency office, I put a roving office day in, I do a walkabout. But at the end of the day, I think what would have helped me to stay grounded and connected is my faith in God, and always leaning on that faith whenever I feel overwhelmed or whenever I feel challenged. And also, being a young politician and new to politics and new to this type of public service, the support from my team in the cabinet and my colleagues in the parliament, you know, we weren't just colleagues, but a family. And sometimes when you need a little motivation and encouragement, you could have always depended on your seniors to provide that for you. So I've been fortunate that in the Prime Minister, I don't only see a leader, I see a father figure who gives guidance and counseling. In our leader of government business, it's a mother figure as well. She would talk to me sometimes, don't forget, you have to ensure your well-being, Ayanna. Make sure you see about yourself. Don't forget you have your family life as well, you know. So those type of encouragement coming from the people around have helped me balance it. I must say balance it successfully. Okay,
fantastic. Well, I want you to be honest with me, right? When you came in, you said you're new to this type of service and this type of politics, right? So when you came in, was it what you expected it to be, as in, you know, the challenges that you encountered along the way in terms of actually getting things done? Do you now understand why, when you were a child, they were saying certain things that they wanted to implement that they haven't been able to implement? Do you see the challenges, and how can you explain that to us, the lay people who may not have a clue as to what goes on behind those doors?
Coming from a background in community development in Tobago, where I was the coordinator for community development, I was used to service and serving people. However, becoming a minister and becoming an elected representative, it took it up a notch where the demands were greater.
Right.
People don't recognize that sometimes some of the things they may demand from a representative may not be possible because it may force you to breach policies and proceed. And one of the things I always wanted to maintain was my integrity in public life, that what the same Ayanna came in honest, open, and transparent would be the same Ayanna people say at the end of the 5 years yes, Ayanna remained true to herself. So to me, was one of the challenges was getting people to understand that some of the demands, some of the things they expected could not be done without forcing somebody to breach, the oath of office. And that is something going forward. I hope that people understand that it's a two-way connection. You have to give and take. The representative would have to give and take. It's collaboration. It's coming together to get things done, and not just depending on your representative as the person to do it for you or to compromise themselves to get it done for you. But sitting back, being objective and saying, okay, how can we resolve this issue together? I want a job. I may not have the qualification. How can I help my representative to help me become more marketable? And I'd like to share the story of a young lady who came to me one time for employment. So in our discussions, I realized that she didn't have any qualifications whatsoever. So I said to her, I said, you know what? I would help you to go and do some classes, and at the end of the day, you will become more marketable. You wouldn't have to depend on a politician for a job. At the time, the young lady didn't understand that. She left upset, and I couldn't understand why, because I'm saying, you don't have any qualifications. You want office work. But to get the office work, you have to have something.
Yeah.
I'm willing to in you. I'm willing to help you. But what that person wants was me to just reach whatever, find whatever, just give her the job. And that is something that we understand as people, that we have to give and take. We have to compromise. We have to be willing to invest in ourselves and be willing to take the advice sometimes, be able to learn and to grow and develop.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so Minister Webster Roy, there's a wheel that we have here in the studio that I'm going to spin, and you're going to take part in the wheel. I know you were briefed on the wheel already, so let's head across to the wheel. And
actually, 2 minutes ago.
2 minutes ago. That's enough time. That's enough lead time. All right, so it's very simple, right? The wheel here has 4 options. I'm going to eliminate the fitness challenge because, I prefer if we were able to be in the same studio to do the fitness challenge, but as you're across in Tobago...
fitness challenge, please.
You want that one, you say? That's what you're saying? You want that one?
I can't sing.
Oh, well, we're about to find out what you could do this morning. So we spin the wheel, and we are hoping for... Oh, wow. Oh, you wanted the fitness challenge, right? You wanted it, so here it is. It's the fitness challenge. Carrie, if she was willing to do it, then, I mean...
All right.
So you're willing to do it, Minister? You willing to do the fitness? Tell me, sure you laughing?
I guess I put myself into a corner.
All right, so here's what's going to happen, right? Carrie's going to give you a very simple...
Easy on me.
Yeah, you're going to be easy on her, right, Carrie?
Yeah.
All right, it's Friday, you know?
Easy. Yeah.
All right, so Carrie's going to give you a simple thing to do, and you just have to do it for 45 seconds.
45 seconds?
45 seconds, yeah? Okay. All right, Carrie?
Okay.
All right. So we'll have to get about your chair a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
You
because
have the minister nervous.
No, it's a fitness challenge.
All
so
right,
we have
so
to,
let's go. Let's see what's
get
going
up.
on.
All right. So we're gonna make it a little easier for you. We're just gonna do some squats, Minister. Just a little squats.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
She said good. Yes. Look at this.
All right. So we're gonna squat for 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. So we're gonna start on the clock.
Go.
All right. Let me make some space here.
You go ahead.
Right. So we're just gonna squat for 45 seconds. I'm with you on this one.
3, 2, 1.
And we go. 2.
Yeah. You have to make sure and go down, Minister?
I'm going real low.
All right. And let's making sure, make sure you squeeze and come back up. Yes, there we go. Yeah, man. That's what we're talking about.
And we'll just keep check of the time, because it's a nice 45 seconds.
Let me know if you're feeling the burn.
I've been meaning to do squats, sir. So
well, look, I'm helping you this morning.
Well, you are welcome. You are welcome this morning. 20 seconds left. All right. And we counting down. Almost there. Yeah, man, Minister. You're looking good. You're looking good.
10.
Make sure you keep 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5. 1. Good job! Thank you very much,
thank you so much.
Minister Ayanna Webster Roy. She's the PNM electoral candidate 2020 for Tobago East. And thank you very much for joining us and for partaking in the fitness challenge as well. And all the best on August 10th. Thank you very much again for joining us, and continue the good work that you're doing.
Thank you for having me.